All right, y'all. I am live. Got that got that alarm going off. I hope you all can hear me. This is me, Dr. Chef. I am motivated on this Monday, y'all. I'm here. Hey there. This is my new profound mother. Look, Sherry. How you doing? I made it. I know, reflection of light. I'm trying to get a new scenery here in the sunroom. I wanted to make sure that I did a little better, just a little better. So I'm gonna give for one time. If they didn't I hope, did you all get there in your state? Did you all get a lot of rain? It's what I would like to know. If you could text that, let me know. We had thunderstorms and rains. It was most definitely springtime here. And so I decided to come in here to see if I get a better connection. Hey there, Sister Daddy there. Hey, I was waiting to hear from you. If I missed your email, let me know. Let me know. Sister Dorothy, I know you've been trying to give me a break. Yes, and so I was like, okay, I'm coming. I'm motivated, y'all. Y'all don't. And I was like, oh, that enemy is something else. But when last night, I was looking over some information, and I wound up talking to a friend of mine's, and they too are a naturopath, and we were going over some information, and that helped us to be able to get, my brain just went into a mode of health and wellness and the levels and the different things that we still have responsibilities to share with our people. And I just got all the way. My thing has frozen, but I'm gonna keep talking because I know sometimes the glitches happen. When it happens, just know that I'll be coming right back. I'm gonna give it like a minute. And so I'm giving a few people time enough to come on. For those who all want to contact me for consultation, I gotta get used to start saying that. It is you can reach me on Facebook and message me. For those who all that just have that busy call sign thing going on in your life too, then you can message me on Facebook at Felicia Ann Jordan, and underneath you'll see Dr. Chef, because I do have three pages. There's one for Coach Fifi, and then I have another one in Felicia Ann Hill, and then one in Felicia Ann Jordan. The one in Felicia Ann Hill, for those that might have caught that, they realize I cannot get into that. They will not even allow me to get my password into that one. But so I'm going to give out the phone number early on, and I would like to, if you all are able to, you can print it in there too. It is 314-705-6264. And yes, don't ask me how my face is going. I think because I'm a springtime baby going into the summer, I just put water. So you guys want to know a system for a new fresh start week, which we know it started on Sunday. But nevertheless, I just got up. I put some cold water. I use a white towel on my face because I like to be able to see if it's dirt on my face. I don't like to hide it. So I never recommend dark colored towels, just for the record, or any type of scrubbing pads. You can use them to exfoliate the skin. However, you shouldn't have to do that every day. That should only possibly be done once or twice out the week, depending on your environment that you're in. If you work around a lot of dust, or have, preferably you don't have mold in the home, but if you do, then always use white so that you can see what your skin is detoxing from the body. So that's important. And don't be afraid if you say, okay, I don't feel like washing. I don't like white towels because I don't like when them get dirty. I don't like this. Okay, baking soda. Wash your clothes in baking soda. Save yourself some money. Wash your clothes. Get you a one little scoop, a little 1/4. Well, and that may be a little bit too much depending on how big your load is. You can do, let's say, a full tablespoon or two of baking soda, and wash your your white towels in, or soak them in it, and rinse them out with cold fresh spring water or distilled water, and that will keep your towels clean. But more importantly, it'll keep the extra chemicals and toxins that's left over from the last time you used the inside of your rags. Now you got others that like to take and they like to get a spray bottle, get you a nice little spray bottle and put distilled water in it. Distilled water dispensed and kills off all germs. So I'm going to start off with that. So hopefully those who go to tune in later, tune in and catch this later, they'll be able to get it. Hey there, Faithful Vegan. How you doing? Hey, this is Motivational Monday. Y'all, I made it. And I hadn't slept, y'all. When I tell you I hadn't slept, don't ask me what did it. Let me see. Let me remember what I had. Oh, I had melon early this morning, around about 5. No, I do not usually. I had honeydew. I usually do not um, uh, eat honeydew early in the morning. Be honest, I don't. But I can't lie. I did notice, at 5 a.m. I had it. I just had a taste for it. I had about 4 little sliced little rims of it. And I'm not going to lie, I noticed the puffiness that was in my face went away. Okay, now, y'all. Now, y'all know that it's good for the skin anyway. Melons are anyway. But I wasn't expecting this result. And no, I don't have a filter on. I don't like filters. That's why y'all see when I move. When I tell you that honeydew worked a miracle on the skin, it did. All I did was my simple face wash with cold water, and I just took and I used just. Hey, it came back. It came back. It came back. Okay, and so I come in the sunroom sometimes because it is you notice the trees. Great, excited for you. Okay, hey, Lady Misery, how you doing? So some of them are going to tune in a little later. I know that it's a time zone that some people gotta get used to, but in you guys' time zone, I think it shows as 8 a.m. And so that's a good thing. I just wanted to inspire you all because I had some monkey wrenches, and I know you guys were like, I would be having some cantaloupe for breakfast. Absolutely, yes, that would be so good for your skin, Sister Dorothy. I promise. Oh my God. Well, you know it because see, you beautiful. Oh man, I saw that skin. You and Sister Cherry. Oh my goodness, when I saw y'all in person, y'all are some beautiful women. And I was like, oh, when I grow up, I want to look just like them. Beautiful, tight skin, real nice and good and toned up. I see that with you guys. And then, yeah, So I know y'all been doing y'all thing. So look, I appreciate y'all support. I'm humbled to know that, look, you guys is in support. I have to have that in my life, and I'm thankful that I have it, especially from my more mature women, because I know you all have been there and done that, and then you're still gracious enough. Let me say gracious enough to support us younger women that is still learning and still growing. And I just want to say, I just love you all for it. You got to give back that support and that love. This is a time I know where a lot of our women and different ones are flourishing and doing a lot of great things. And that doesn't always sit well with other counterparts, unfortunately. However, when your heart is in something that you do, you have to make sure that you stay focused on where your true compassion is. Notice I've changed it from passion to compassion because I see a lot of passionate people out here, and I said that the last time, Wellness Wednesday, when I tuned in, but God dealt with me with that thing that to have passion will draw attention. It will, and it can motivate, but you have to have, is what pressed on me, you have to have compassion with passion. And you know it. Like I said, I have to go back into this again because it's a lot out here today. And some of it is deceiving our people. And they automatically, what happens is that when they start the thinking that they're going to get compassion for their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, and things that's going on within them that could affect their health. And that is affecting their health. They get the feelings hurt because they got things mixed up with passion mixed up with compassion. Just because you're passionate about something that you think you know does not mean that you actually have the heart. And I know it's hard to see that and believe that when you're talking about health and wellness. Let's say, okay, well, if you tell somebody how to take care of themselves, well, how is that not compassion? It's the how, it's the way you do it. You ask somebody that has a background, hey, they're pretty nice, Jake. The kids screaming. I always love when I see you because I know you made it through. You made it through. And so Motivation Money, I'm piggyback riding up, and then I'm taking it to some other helpful things for you all. Don't forget, the number to reach me by is 314-705-6264. And then, yes, I still do have the 618-388-8100 that you can reach me by. And my email is Dr.Chef Felicia. Dr.Chef Health and Wellness at gmail.com and Health Coach FEFE at gmail.com. Health, not help. Health, HEALTH. Coach, FEFE, Fifi at gmail.com. I only keep it because my dad used to call me Fifi and my uncles. And yeah, I know that's a common saying for it. So I just wanted to make sure that I get used to saying it, because a lot of people are like, okay, how can I reach you? How can I da-da-da-da-da? And I'm going to put it in the chat, or if one of you all want to put it in the chat, then I appreciate it. If not, then I'll put it in because I want to keep my train of thought here. So what I'm saying is that a lot of times we think that just because people share good information, it means that they have a compassion. No, we're living in a time, I'm going to say it again, where this is a money-making opportunity for a lot of people. And so I'm saying, okay, what's wrong with that, Dr. Chef? Nothing is wrong with that. The wrong or the manipulation come into play is if the money and the making money off your health and wellness will cause people to limit you for the information and knowledge that you need. It doesn't matter how much they have in there, but the use. Having something that you know, or being told something that, or being sold something that you have in your possession that's supposed to help heal your body or to help ease your mind, but not enough time being taken out to teach you how to use it. That's when you know there's a difference between having passion to sell something versus compassion to show you how to use it, to truly to take and have it and apply it to your life for your benefit. That's how you know when there's compassion. And little short brinks like what I'm doing now, no, not all the time can it cover it. You do have to make that your life. However, when it's time for you to get your coaching session, there should not be no leaf unturned. That's what I'm saying. And that's how you know the difference between passion and compassion. If you're getting cut off within the first minute, within the second minute, and you know it's something that's critical to your health, that is not compassion. That is passion to get paid for giving you a coaching session. And I can promise you, in most cases, they have nothing else to do. I can promise you that. It's just they have a limit of how much money they're going to make off of you based off of your condition. And I'm saying, you guys, don't fall for it. Do better. Ask God to lead and guide you to the right source. And so today I'm going to motivate you all to get motivated to do whatever it is, the task that you have to do today. I have a task. I have to go over some material because I went to a service, a Sabbath service, right? And then on Sunday, and the pastor, I had to walk out in order to be able to get y'all pray that it don't glitch. The pastor, she's doing her thing. She's trying her best to start her members out with trying to get them into the process of eating better, but they just eliminated pork right away. And I was inspired, but then I realized since I do fellowship there from time to time, that it would be my responsibility to help her. And she is asked. And I want to help her and her husband to do it. Now, what they did was they wrote up, this is when you know people have compassion. They wrote up, look at this. You see this? A whole 9-page of foods from the grocery store and the companies. Is that blinding, y'all? Ooh, that sun coming in so beautifully. Let me get here where it's not so sunny. Okay, I'm here. So they wrote up a 9-page. This is what the pastor do. So if you go to the church, make sure that you guys ask for this. See how much compassion they have about you being healthy. A 9-page thing along with animals. Which animals does the Bible designate as clean and unclean? Now, of course, we promote fruits and vegetations, but let's be realistic. A lot of people still eat animals. And if you do decide to eat animals, I'm going to encourage you all. I'm trying to stay out of the sun, y'all, so my apologies. I'm a walker. This is part of my exercise. The best thing to do is to at least find out what's clean and what's not. For those of you all who are suffering with illnesses and disease, of course, I do not recommend it at all because the industry, as you all know, have done a number on making sure that not only when we have toxic meats, but you will be given artificial meat. I already shared a little bit with you all that now they are going into Congress to try and get it approved that they be able to give us plastic food, all plastic. Now, mind you, it's already out in the market through processed food. It's already plastic that's inside of it, okay? But now they want to make it law. So that way, now that more and more results of the plastic being found in the plasma, in the blood, they don't want to be sued. So I'm telling y'all be careful. I want to motivate y'all to see how I showed you the page where the pastor had actually printed that out. And even though if I had to grade the foods that she was Xing out, starting with the pork and things of that nature that's considered clean and unclean because it doesn't have pork in it, that's a start. That's a good start. Because most of our spiritual leaders or religious people aren't doing that. Most of them aren't doing it, especially not in the Black community. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over that whole list. They have lists of hundreds of different companies, hundreds of different foods from different places. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight for them which ones would be considered a grade A, grade B, grade C. And then I'm going to have her and ask her to, so kindly, to put a disclaimer on there for that these products, because they are produced in companies that unfortunately may have to compromise as the laws are changing for us to have plastic as a substitute food versus real homegrown food. That she asked that to her list, and I'm sure that she will. And so I'm saying that to you all, just be selective about even how you fellowship. If you know you are influenced by not being healthy, by social meetings, and when you go to church, for those of you all who do, or when you go to jobs, make sure that you get you a list. I'm going to do my best to try to work on and critique that. That is some work, because I'll say, even for the fish alone, it had all of the fishes there that was considered clean fish, 30-something different fishes. I was like, oh, my Father. But I had to remember, they're starting off with just making sure that they show us which foods are not considered a pork product or a pork byproduct. Because pork is one of the most deadliest, one of the most horrendous. Yes, y'all, it is. The trichinoid worms in the pork, the parasites in the pork is the most aggressive, and they call for the most junk food and chemicals. And guess what? You all probably didn't know. They actually grow and multiply even when you don't feed them sugar. It's well documented. They will crave whatever they want. They will make you feel like you are hungry when you are not. You are literally feeding the parasites. Hey there, Tracy. This is Motivational Monday with me, Dr. Chef. And so I wanted to share these things with you all because I know we got a lot of detailed information out there about the fruits, how the citrus fruits help cleanse the system, and it helps revitalize, and it helps to cleanse the guts, and it helps to take in, it adds that high level of what we call dopamine that takes place within the body that gives you energy. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. We got our proteins through our avocados and all that. There's this loaded, that's on the list of being one of the most highest alkaline foods is considered to be in the avocados. And so just make sure that you all, when you all go in and want to eat, and then that's good for lunchtime. I have noticed that there have been many that have suffered with the lack of energy in the morning. Either you didn't sleep well last night because you ate too late, or could be stressing about something. Stop doing that, y'all. Stop doing it. Do your best. Try your best to not to do that. What you want to do is get you some turmeric, drink a tea, warm it up, or get it room temperature. Relax the mind, relax the body, relax the muscles if you're having difficulties sleeping at night. Thank God I've been delivered from all the meats, been off pork almost 10 years. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Other meats and other meats a couple to a few years. Okay, yes. That's good. That's good. See, so I like when you all shared, Sister Dottie shared her testimony that how long she's been, and she looks great. That energy, I mean, it's beautiful. And so what I'm going to say is that you all have to find things that relaxes the body, even if you have to take and put the aroma of lavender in your distiller when it's time, diffuser rather, when at night, an hour beforehand, to relax those nerves. And believe it or not, it relaxes the nerves in the abdominal, in your intestines, because it's through aroma, through the nostrils, go throughout the cells and penetrates throughout the whole body, and then you start to relax. Or either you can take a bath. It doesn't have to be long, and you can relax the body that way as well. That way you're not focusing on eating. You're not focusing on eating, you're focusing on getting a little rest, or at least relaxing the body. But if you have a little something that you're able to sip on, that's warm, that takes and relaxes the abdominal area, allows it to digest what you had earlier that day, and then eliminate early in the morning, you'll find that your body will be refreshed. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did last night. And so I found myself being up at 4 a.m. this morning easily. And the reason why I had shared that testimony is because it hadn't happened for me in a while, because I was dealing with a lot of stressful, unnecessary things. But in some ways they were necessary so that I can make the due changes that I need to make in order to be able to focus more on making sure that I'm practicing what I preach. And that is to help keep myself healthy and well, because if no one else will, you have to. A lot of people make promises to you in your life, and I know you all have experienced this, where it seems like because you're helping them and because you're doing for them and because you're motivating them, that you automatically think that you're going to get that back. Well, that's not always the case. That's the reason why so many of us are now able to come before you all on these social media platforms and to get you motivated, because we know what it feels like not to be motivated, not to have that support system. I know I do. I know what it feels like to be the only person with God waiting on for him to say, okay, get up. Okay, you got to do. Okay, here is a pointer. And so the pointer was, the skin is more refreshed. Look at that. I can do that because of the melons, the honeydew this morning. I was ready to go. And not only that, B12. I took my B12. The B12 helps you all with feeding your blood cells. It's not just red for a reason. It helps with rejuvenating the body. It helps with restoring the DNA. You want your DNA to be restored to a more healthier state and to provide energy. Hey there, Sister Hawkins. Ben, by all means, get your B12, not just your B12 too. Get your B1, your B2, your B3, your B6. Get all your Bs. And if you go to the doctor, this one is worth it. Even if they're the number is not so low or not good enough. I know I can tell you for sure that I'll say 80% of us is deficient, if not more, of our Bs. That you want that for your energy. For those who all that want energy, I've had a lot of people to call me and say, okay, I'm lacking with energy. That usually me. And if you feel like a needle is sticking into the hand or the feet, sharp pains within your body, and waking up super fatigued, and you haven't had a super heavy meal the night before, or worked for 12 to 16 hours, then usually that's a sign that you are deficient in vitamin Bs. Okay? The one, I said B12 for me because that's the only one that I have right now that I trusted, but I am working on getting more. And then, of course, you can do that with your fruits and vegetables, will give you that amount of energy as well. But because most of the time we do not eat enough fruits and vegetations at least by noon or one throughout the day. And the reason why I say by noon is because if you work every day, or if you just want to have energy to study, or to for those who all have children, to work with your children, or to work on a project, you need that energy. It helps the brains. It helps it helps with brain fogs. It helps with memory. It helps with focus and concentration, cognitive thinking. All of that is attached to your Bs. To your Bs. So we're going to call this the Be Betters. To help you to be better. To help you to be the best you can be in your health and your energy. So I did. I took one syringe of my B12. And then I had a melon. I didn't have any water. Now what I did do is that I did drink a little bit more prior to bedtime. Got up early in the morning. I made sure that I urinated properly, and usually I don't do that. So I think that helped to rejuvenate me as well. And then before you know it, I was like, I'm ready. Let's get ready. So I wanted to motivate you all to do what all you can do to get that energy to say, I love that the Be Betters. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah, the Be Betters. Yes, you want your Be Betters. And so I will be working on, because there is a lot of companies out here, you all. I just got from a good link to a sister that's out of Texas that has vitamins, and I was told that they work really well. How often should B12 be consumed? You shouldn't have to have it no more than maybe once out the day, but if you have not had your B12, your B levels checked, then you can take it for the first week, at least once a day, depending on if you're not taking in enough vitamin B through your fruits and vegetations. But if you're one that eat fruits every day, I would say once every 3 days. Once every three days. By all means, don't get yourself overly hooked on it either. Hey there, Deidre. Don't get yourself overhooked on the B12s if you know you have good energy. That's a sign that you're not that low. Okay? Because you have energy. It's actually good for male libido, for our women's libido. So meaning it gives strength, it gives energy to you. Memory, if you're not having brain fogs and things of that nature, like I just shared, if you don't feel sharp pinches in the nervous system because it messes up the nervous system when you're low, you will know. You will know. So I would say once every couple of days, if you are not consuming fruits every day. Okay? After that, if you are taking in your fruits every day, your fruits and vegetation, you got a good regimen, you are consuming the right amount of fluids that you need, and you have multivitamins and things that you take, you shouldn't have to have B12, not even every few days, maybe once every day. Some people's body, believe it or not, I have plenty of reports that some people's bodies can't even consume B12 or the B vitamins because they're so clotted and so congested It's blocking nutrients from being able to penetrate throughout the bloodstream because they have clots. When that happens, you need to have injections. Yes, you need to have injections. And yes, you can ask the doctor how authentic are your B12s or your B3 or B6 or B1. They will be able to, now that part they should be able to detect. And if your doctor doesn't provide it, then you can always ask for a referral to someone who does. And so that's how important the B's is, but mostly because it helps to restore the DNA. That's important. We don't want to have nervous conditions. There are conditions that take place within the body, which one day I'm just going to do a whole segment on it, that and diseases that come about from having the lack of your B vitamins. Okay, and so I am working with another company right now, but I'm telling you guys, I'm so stickler on promoting certain things if I don't see exactly what's in it. So I always press pause. Yes, it'll be a way to make a little money, but once again, that's not my goal. My goal is, I know the finances will come. My goal is to make sure that I am, if I'm going to promote something, that I'm promoting the best of the best. That's it. And if sometimes you have to wait for the good stuff, y'all. I know. Y'all know too. Sometimes you have to wait to get enough information. It's no different from a relationship. You get into it, you always get the counterfeit for the most part. But and so when you rush into it, unfortunately, you don't know things about a person until you spend time, take out some time. Then you get to see, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know that you like to throw your socks on top of the doorknob. Well, wait a minute, I didn't know that you like to leave everything out. It's like that. Well, this is how you're supposed to treat your food and your vitamins that you take in. Get as much information as you can, you all. Don't be afraid. Don't be anxious for nothing. And that is the scripture. Be anxious for nothing. I promise you, everything that I got excited about, it didn't matter whether it was a person or anything that I had got anxious about without enough information about them, turned out to be monsters. Now, that's my experience. I can't speak to you. I can't speak to you all. I can't speak for you all, but for me, that's been in my life where they all turned out to be monsters. If they were trying to rush to do something with me, rush to work with me, rush to, I found out that it was not what I ran into wolves in sheep clothing. Okay, if you experience that with individuals, think about it. How much more with somebody that's manufacturing something that they get paid for? And they know that America is sick. They know that most of our people are suffering with some type of illness or condition or obesity. They know even just stress disorders, even if you're in shape and you're considered quote unquote healthy, but you have a stressful job or you have a stressful family or whatever is going on, or you haven't met your goals, at the end of the day, they feed off of that, you all. They feed off you getting anxious to be able to go and just grab something that says B. Oh, okay, B1, B2, B3. No, look at the fillers. Look at the background. I allow you all to send me pictures of the back of your ingredients and the number. And I do what they call the investigation work when we're talking about our vitamins. And so I say, if you don't have the good ones, then by all means, then eat your fruits and vegetables, your organic or homegrown fruits and vegetables until further notice. That's what I'm going to recommend. That's what we're always done from the beginning of time, and that part has not changed. That's not changed. Now is the season where you can go to farmer markets and you can ask the question, is your fruits and vegetables GMO or non-GMO? They will tell you, in most cases, they will tell you the truth. And if not, watch body language. Watch body language. I learned that from my firstborn, Najee, because she was mostly nonverbal for the most part. Her body language told me everything. So I learned some golden nuggets to watching body language. And if you're asking a question and a person is moving about and getting a little frustrated or acting distracted, then you know 9 times out of 10, something is not true. Something is not honest about them. And so when you go to the farmers markets, all I'm saying is just ask, is it non-GMO? Ask, do they spray with pesticides? Some of you all know these things, but I promise you, you'll be surprised who tune in and how many texts that I'll get this question being asked to, because more and more people as time go by are becoming more and more awakened, more and more knowledgeable that they're feeding us things that are not good for our health at all. This is part of the plan to depopulate, to get you sick. And then I'm also finding out that there's also a new thing going on where, it's not new. It's been around for a while, y'all. What y'all need to be concerned about with these robots. And I have to be careful about certain things that I say, because I have engineers that I know, and they're fascinated by these. They are fascinated with AI. Thank you for the hearts. They are fascinated with AI. And I'm telling you guys, these computers will, the part that you all are, don't be afraid, because I don't believe in promoting fear. Even though some fear does mean anxiety, does make us move, does make us feel like there's an urgency to pay attention or to change something in our life. However, I don't like to promote panic type of mindsets where, okay, I have to pay attention to robots. Okay, well, they got robots now walking in the streets of New York City now, and in parts of California, y'all. And what you all are not being informed of, and it's not even been posted. But keep in mind, I just share with you all that I have people that I know that's near and close and dear to me that are engineers, okay? And they go to these places from all over the world. They will not just be scanning. When one of them come up on you, will not just be scanning your identity. They will be scanning also your health. That's where they're taking this. And so if they detect that you have, quote unquote, COVID or a weakened immune system or an ailment, they are able to lock that into the system, report that. Yeah, AI is causing a lot of confusion in every aspect of our lives. Absolutely, already. They could take my face, my name, and post it to something now. That's one thing, and have me saying something that I did not, because they have our images, y'all. And they can mimic your voice and make it sound like it's on. So the good thing about when you have someone's number, or in the case where I have met a few of you all in person, and you may have my information, you can be able to say, hey, Dr. Chef, is this you? Sister Felicia, is this you? Because something was said that did not sound like something that you would say. And so that's why it's important to know the heart of who you are working with and who you get your information from. It's not good enough to just give you guys information and you don't know where my spirit lies. And I mean my spirit for is what is my true convictions that I don't do. Meaning that I do not practice. My true convictions is that I say over the live stream that I practice myself. Not something that I'm just telling you because I want attention and I want your money. Or say, oh, she's the best. And knowing good and well that I don't practice it myself when this live stops. That's what I mean. Meaning that you'll be able to tell the difference. No, I know this is not what Dr. Chef is about. This is not what she does. And so that would be our best bet when we're talking about dealing with people concerning our health and our wellness or our spiritual aspect of our lives. It's critical that you know who you are dealing with. There is not, yes, it is, and this is important, you all. I motivate you all to get in tune with the spirit. We call the spirit of God, the pineal gland, and use those senses. This is the reason, the number one reason and best benefit, I can't stress this enough, to us eating healthy as possible, to you being able to think, pray, meditate, is so that you can be able to sense when there is trouble in the camp, so that you can be able to sense when something is going on. I'll give you a prime example. And this is a big one, y'all. It's a big one. That's why I had to make my thing private, because I don't want everybody into everything that I share, because it's not for everybody. I'm not that so caught up in how many numbers, even though I say share, and like, I don't mean with just anybody. I don't mean with just every naysayer. I mean with those who you know that are genuinely concerned about their health, and that doesn't mind having coaching from a woman first, from a sister, and that like it when you're keeping it real without it being so commercialized, where I'm so focused on how much I'm able to get out of you all, more so than how much I'm able to put into you. Okay? Hey there, Petway, Beanie Petway. And so that's the reason why I blocked off. So I'm able to control who's able to see some of this information, because some of this information, in a little bit, you all, in a little bit, will be able to be blocked. That is what some of the glitches are about too. When we're sharing things that certain words or certain things that we say, they want to block that. That is what some of the freezing is about. But if you have a little patience, yes, that's what I mean, Sister Dorothy, like-minded, genuine individuals, absolutely. Good morning. And so, therefore, I'm sharing with you all that I want you, the main important reason for you all being healthy is so that you can sense when something is off and know when to shift, when to move, or just not to panic. I'll give you a prime example. It's an embarrassing one, but because I like to keep it 1,000, you all have heard me say this so many times. When I was doing the Monday sessions with Mao, and I promise, I was up on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? I think that was Wednesday, right before Wellness Wednesday, or Thursday. It was either Wednesday or Thursday, and this is how important your brain being not cluttered with toxic things, that it helps to open up your senses. Now, mind you, I wasn't notified, none whatsoever. But the night before, some said, keep everything, just keep a few things on. Your lights will be off tomorrow. And I'm like, huh? My lights off? I haven't been notified that my lights will be off. And I'm like, okay, I'll just stay up in the morning. Well, mind you, I got tired about one something. And I was reading over some information, going over some information, and trying to prep. And then I wound up dozing off. I knew I had a consultation with a pastor and his wife. And so I was ready. I was like, okay, 9 a.m. I got this. Yeah, that was Thursday morning, now that I think about it, because I almost had the mind to just jump on live and be like, okay, we're going to call this Thriving Thursday. I said, we're going to try, look, we're going to call this Thriving Thursday. I'm like, I had to, or tough. I was trying to think. But God said, nope, calm down. Calm down. You know what to do. And you know what I'm talking about, Sister Cherry and Sister Dorothy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I was like, and I'm like, oh. And so before I know, I get up, I forgot that something that told me the night before that my lights would be off. Mind you, no warning, no nothing. I have not gotten in a red notice, letter, or anything. Of course, it was directed elsewhere. And it just simply wasn't taken care of. And I'm like, oh my goodness, gets up, my light wasn't on. But if my brain, if the pineal gland hadn't been working, ask me the question, how did you sense that up, Dr. Chef, if you didn't get a notice, if there was no phone call, and if you never had your lights cut off in the 2 years of being in this place? I give credit to the natural health and wellness part and a higher being that's able to speak to me. So I didn't panic. All I heard was, get on your consultation. Do your consultation. You listened. You made sure you had battery juice and power. So do your consultation. And that lasted for an hour. Don't stop doing what you've been chosen to do. And you handle it afterwards. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. That was the hardest thing to do. I'm like, oh no, I got to stay. And look, it's even though it's bright outside, it's the morning sun, so I got some reflection. But I said, but come on now, really? I wanted to hurry up and call because I didn't rise early enough to call. Because you know, by the time you call Ameren, they have you on hold for God knows how long, and you might have to still have to turn around and call them again just to find out what you owe. And I'm looking at it, it's like, Father, okay, I'm going to do it. And I did it. I got blessed. I did not charge. I asked for a donation. Tell me why come the donation was just enough to get it back going. I didn't call and fussing and going off on nobody. I didn't call and do that. God said, I got you. I got you. I'm taking care of you. Sister Cherry, you still on there? You know what I'm talking about. Sister Dorothy, you know what I'm talking about. It said, I got you. So but my point is to just imagine if I was thinking about all the other things and problems that I've had and ran into. And it's the spirit of demonic bullying. Just outright bullying. I can say that much. Just bullying, but just because the enemy and your adversary don't like bad, don't like good. Unrighteous don't like righteous. Hypocrisy don't like realness. And I'm only laughing because I survived, because I know that it was just a test to get me to act out. I know that it was just a test to try and see, oh, okay, is she going to be motivated on Monday? Is she going to still want to be healthy? I'm not going to lie, y'all. It was challenging. Because I'm like, this is uncalled for. I already have not received my pay. I'm already dealing with the embarrassment of a couple other things. I was like, and now I have to deal with this. And then on top of that, but I spoke to my mentors, and they said, no, this is what we see. This is what I was told. You have to see all this working out for your good. Because we know you love God. We know you love the people. We know you have a true compassion for your people to see them well. Mentally first, spiritually. And then that takes care of the rest of the body, you all. It takes care of the rest of your body, your whole being. When your mind is right. When you're not living a facade. Hey there, yo. When you are living the true things that you teach and that you preach, it helps you to get to a place to where you're able to be your own walking testimony. And so I promise you, I didn't fall for it, but what it did was led me to go, and I was going to go and get some other work done. Mind you, if I hadn't eaten properly and hadn't prayed, hadn't done the necessary things I need to do, that warning wouldn't have had come in enough time for me not to hurry up and get on the phone and clown somebody and say, what in the world are you doing? Have you lost your mind? No, I didn't have to ask that question. I know that you lost the mind of God. Anytime we put different ones that's doing a great work or doing a good thing in compromising positions. And I mean compromising positions where you know that whatever I do affects the good work that the Lord has begun or started in you. And this is the reason why we have to be as healthy as possible. Get your favorite scriptures. I can do all things through Christ, through y'all, through that strengthens me. Get your favorite. Cast all your cares upon him, for he cared for you. I had to throw that out there because these are the things in scriptures that I used when I was younger coming up, when all the other young people around me were getting in trouble and doing a lot of things, trying to find themselves. These are, I focused in on good, positive things, you all. And it wasn't always a fun time. Yes, we got taunted, teased about always wearing skirts and being a church girl and all this extra stuff. And so I know that the Creator raised me up and getting used to having to do the opposite of what everybody else does. That's my point. It wasn't just about being raised in the church as it was so much about learning how to accept being different. I'm different. I'm different. And you all are too. Or there's no way that you could be tuning in to me. No way, because great, beautiful, healthy minds, God-fearing minds, think alike. And what I mean by think alike, we understand that, look, if don't nobody else take care of me, that I have to do it myself. If nobody else support me, then I have to do it myself. I have to ask God to send the right people in my space, in my place, because it's not everybody's place to be in your space. Did you know that? Yeah. You all are at age of stage so you understand this, but I got to say it because while motivating you, it motivates me to understand it's not everybody's place to be in your space. Because it comes with too many different negative things that comes to drain the spirit, to drain your soul. And so when I say, be careful, be intentional, be good to yourself, always think of your Creator, always think of God, always give the credit back to it. Never be so much of I person until you take and draw away all of the people in your life that does not truly love and care for you. My father told me something. My step-up father, he told me something. He's a pastor, and he told me during that day, he said, daughter, he said, this is what you have to remember. Make sure that whoever you have in your life, never fall for the things that they do. Ask God to give you the respect and always keep you with it. He said, I know you got it in you. He said, but always, he said, never let anybody fall in love with you, or never let anyone fall for you just for what you do, but for who you are. And so I said, So meaning, here goes the difference. I had to take a little bit of break, even though it wasn't a real break, y'all. I just had work to still do here at home. I never got a chance to take a break once my daughter transitioned. Never got a chance to take a break. You hearing it from the mouth of moi. I can only speak for myself. And then when I finally did try to take my break and say to get motivated after having to cater to my youngest daughter, because she started having anxiety attacks, then that's when the break was taken on me. And I was left with far more responsibility, unbeknownst to me. And at that same time, I wound up having to deal with a whole lot of more pressure, just out of spite, just out of selfishness, out of narcissism. And I'm telling you all, when you all have to experience these type of things, whether it be from your boss, your job, from a so-called frenemy, from business associates, and unfortunately, if it's from a spouse, then you have to have a place, you have to dig deep where you know your foundation started from, because none of us came out the womb married. None of us came out the womb with a best friend. None of us came out the womb already having children. You entered this world with mama and daddy, or with mama, or whoever birthed you. And so it's the same when you're going through life changes and situations that come to challenge you, to put you in a place, in a position where you feel like you're alone in the battle, or you feel like you've been left to carry all the load and all of the weight for yourself, then that's when you have to get motivated or allow someone to motivate you to be able to get to a place to say, hey, what you're doing is good. Hey, don't forget to eat your fruits and your vegetables. You need energy for this. Get some good positive thoughts. Understand that you are a true king and queen within your own castle. Understand this and accept it. Look, naysayers, remember, think about it. If when you go to the grocery store or anywhere, any restaurant, and you notice there is more unhealthy food that tastes good, but it's more unhealthy food than it is healthy food, then compare that to what's out here in the world. That means it's more toxic and it's more unhealthy people with not the right spirit. That then it is those who are healthy minded that have a good spirit. And I mean a good spirit. And then on top of that, you have the counterfeits. You have those who preach but don't practice what they preach. And you have to weed through that too. So because of all of the deception that goes on, especially here on social media, I have to inspire you all. I've got to come. It's my duty to motivate you all to make sure that you stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Only gather yourself with people that truly love and care about you and your health and wellness. Not those that's going to mock you. Not those who's going to try to make you feel bad because you fell off yesterday. But that those who are going to literally work with you day by day. I said this before on one segment. You can only nourish the body right now for today until the next 24 hours. You can only serve. You can only do your work for today. You can only live for today. Tomorrow is not promised. And so today is the reason why I chose to come on anyway to motivate, and because I was feeling good enough to, because I was thankful that I made it through that test. And then I turned around and had another test. And I'm like, okay, find out that my insurance wasn't taken care of. Nothing was taken care of that was promised that it would be taken care of. So I'm riding around. Oh yeah, I'm finna tell off on the devil and put him to shame. I'm riding around in one of the most busiest places in St. Louis. And mind you, I know what it is to have experience getting hit by a drunk driver while sitting at the light. And if I hadn't had insurance, I wouldn't have been able to replace it. I had 4 little ones at the time. And I was married at the time. And so I know what it is to get even hit by a teenager on Mother's Day. Total off my brand new vehicle. This was years ago. And so I know how important it is to have that. And I wasn't notified of that neither. I wasn't told. I wasn't notified. I was promised that it would be taken care of. And unfortunately, once again, you cannot put your life, you cannot put your health. It's what God had dealt with me about. You cannot put your trust in the wrong people. You cannot put your trust and your life in the palms of unhealthy-minded people, unhealthy spiritual people. You can't put your trust in narcissistic people. And unfortunately, a lot of our people in health and wellness is narcissistic. We think that, and I'm saying we, because you got to check yourself every day. I have to remind myself, I don't have presidents. I don't predict whether or not you live today or tomorrow. There's a higher being that predicts that. Everybody have their number and their day. I learned that with the transition of my mother. I learned that with the transition of my father. I learned that with the transition of my daughter. I learned that down throughout the years that all I can do is be a voice of help, a voice of encouragement. But the rest is in the hands of God Almighty. And I know we got our people, but we are God. They said we can heal, we can this, we this. Yes, we do. But there is no time frame. And so when you recognize that we are here one for another, but that when you are dealing with those who are sick in the mind, sick in the spirit, even if they're regurgitating other healthy things and you don't know how real they are behind closed doors, then you all have to ask God, ask self, to help steer you in the best direction, because whatever they touch will eventually wear off as well in your life. That's how that works. Energy and spirit is real. It's real. And I know because I'm experiencing it. I know. So if I'm motivated, despite losing the passing of my daughter and my mother, if I'm motivated despite the things that have been taken away from me, despite the lies and the manipulation that's taking place, if I'm still motivated to go forth, then you know that must mean that means that I have something higher and greater that I am relying on, along with being healthy, that keeps me in good spirit for the most part. This does not come from how much money you got. This does not come from having a big home. These type of internal longevity type of mentalities, and I've learned this from my elders, you all. I didn't learn this from fruits and vegetables. I didn't learn this from whether or not I took a shot or not, neither. I learned this from my elders. When you learn how to mind your own business, when you learn how to keep life simple, when you learn how to love on those who will allow you to love on them, when you learn how to not to overly extend yourself to the point to where it causes mental distress, when you learn how not to be quick to be angry, then you have learned the fundamentals of longevity. When you learn the simple thing like, okay, I don't have all of the workout equipment, but I can walk. I don't care if it's not safe to walk in your area, then walk in the mall. Go walk around the house. I walk around the house all the time, even though for the most part it's safe to walk where I'm at. For the most part. But I still walk around the house for exercise to keep the my blood flow good. I'll still drink some pure water. Yes, I will, to keep me hydrated. I noticed that when I was dealing with toxicity in my life, that I would forget to drink water. I didn't have an appetite. I didn't have the mind to even take vitamins. I didn't have the mind to do nothing when I was dealing with toxicity and narcissistic spirit and energy. But God, because of my relationship with God, because of the things, the good seed that was planted in my heart, in my mind from my elders, I was able to take my brain and go back to, okay, what did God say? How did they survive? And they survived by taking ownership of their lives, not being one to blame everybody for everything that's gone wrong in your life, by learning how to be accountable